But what I want you to know is that no one who truly loves you will hold your past against you. Hey guys, it's Yana, back at it again, and I want to talk about giving yourself grace. You probably already saw a little bit of my talks, and here it is. This is the video, the podcast, the whatever the heck I'm doing, because I don't really know half the time. Okay. Anyways, I want to talk about giving yourself grace, and man, I really should have done that to myself right there. Our past selves, we typically put so much judgment on, and it can sometimes hinder us from really being appreciative of the lessons that we've learned and appreciative of that person that we were who survived through the crazy things that we did to ourselves or the things that we went through and the grace that we weren't giving ourselves in our past. Not knowing the tools in life is kind of a part of life. So anytime that we are so hard on our past selves for not knowing what was the right thing to do is really coming out of left field and like punching someone in the face. Like, I don't know how to say this, but anyways, it's bad. What I want to do is just read what I was writing and kind of see if I can just speak it out to you guys. It's about giving yourself grace. So here we go. I went through a period of time in my life where I was living in a way that did not serve me. I felt lost, hopeless, and hurt constantly. When we go through trauma and pain, especially after abuse, the death of a loved one, or injury, we may do things to ourselves and to others that are less than admirable, to say the least. When we look back in our past, remembering those moments may cause pain as well. But what I want you to know is that no one who truly loves you will hold your past against you. And you shouldn't either. I'm inspired to share this with you because of the many stories and the so many beautiful people I have met in my life and have had the opportunity to listen and connect with. I noticed a repetitive nature in their stories, though. It was the pain of losing love for themselves. Been there. Whether it be because you experienced narcissistic abuse, the death of a close friend, a brain injury after a severe car wreck, some of the things I dealt with, or other traumatic and painful experience, it is more common than you may think to meet someone who also has survived painful experiences in their lives. The thing I want you to know most is that you did not deserve any bad treatment, and you did not have sole responsibility in any of the traumatic experiences you survived. You survived. You have earned the opportunity for change just by living through all of it. You're here, you're breathing, and you have a miraculous gift. I want you to think of the past as an experience that has built you up, not one that has torn you down. In this next chapter of your life, I want you to feel empathy for the person you were, the one who went through all of that pain and found his or her way out. This was so important for me to do, to be a friend to myself and to realize that the past things that I went through were just these building blocks to make me this person that I am now, and to give myself the grace that I needed in those moments, because it felt so hard and heavy then that I have no reason to carry that for myself now. I want to help give you the tools. I want you to know this as well, so you don't have to carry this weight any longer than you need. I want you to feel proud of how far you have come. As badly as I want this for you, I know there may be some steps you need to take within yourself to let it all go. Believe me, there were a lot for me as well. To give yourself grace is to also let go of the pain of the past. To pray it on up to God, right? To let it out to the universe, to just lay in a lake or a body of water and just be like, oh my goodness, take the weight off of my shoulders, please. Those moments, those moments are moments of grace. It is when you can look back and understand why you went through what you did. And instead of being ashamed and thinking you don't deserve any excuses, rather change the narrative and realize that your growth to where you are now and what you have learned from your past is something to celebrate. A friend of mine had said something like, don't make excuses for what I was doing then. And I told him to give himself grace, because you don't know any better until you know. Essentially, how could you know in the past? Now you know. How could you be hard on someone who doesn't know any better? By this, I mean, when you go through things and act in a way that doesn't show self-care, a care for life, or a care for others, it doesn't mean you did things intentionally. You just didn't know the tools that could help you yet, and you didn't have the realizations that you needed to have yet, or the lessons that life was going to throw at you to bring you back out of that state. Who are we to know all of the lessons that we are supposed to learn in this life? We don't know the lessons. And that's the beauty of it, right? So give yourself grace for what you don't know. Give yourself grace for what you don't know yet, and for what you didn't know or couldn't control in the past. Who said we weren't supposed to go through those things and learn those life lessons, especially in the way that we did? The truth is, no one has it all figured out, and that is the beauty of life. And I know a lot of us know this. What I love most is seeing people come together with their stories and realizing how the burden that we sometimes carry is not the weight that belongs on our shoulders. It's actually the weight of the world and not yours to carry. If you believe in a higher power, then this may be that source's weight. Give up your pain to the earth, to the Great Spirit, to God. Feel that relief and that love that washes over you when you do. I believe in you and the life that you have to live. It will be beautiful. It may be hard at times, but most of all, it will be such a blessing to have experienced. And I want to experience it with you, and I want to hear your stories, so stick around. I love you all and pray you will give grace to yourself and live with that light feeling, with all that weight off your shoulders, after giving yourself that grace. Take care and remember that you are never alone. Love you guys. Bye. What I love most is seeing people come together with their stories and realizing how the burden that we sometimes carry is not the weight that belongs on our shoulders. It's actually the weight of the world and not yours to carry.